Welcome to Natural Living Club. My name is Jenny. I am your workshop presenter today. I am so excited to go over different essential oil strategies for cold and flu season. Now, if you are like me and you've already, and it's not even officially fall yet here in our hemisphere, if you've already had some kind of cold or flu, pop in a 1 into the chat. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the event for today so I can watch and look at your comments. I knew I had everything. I had the oils, I had the snows, I have everything except the comments. So hold on 1 second. Pop in your number 1 if you've already had a cold or flu this season. I have already had a cold or flu this season. And so this is going straight. The recipe we're about to make is going straight from our presentation today right into my home apothecary, and I am very excited to have the blend we're about to make together. I always make up a stock blend for cold and flu early in the cold and flu season, and then I'm set and ready to go whenever I need it. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to go there. Here we go. That is exactly what I am looking for so that I can watch your comments. Again, pop in a 1 if you've already experienced a cold or flu this season, which I hope there's really no ones coming in. I hope that none of you have had a cold or flu this particular season. Again, I'm Jenny. You are here on the Natural Living Club channel, also Aromatics International and the Aroma Head Institute. And I'm so honored that you're taking your time to either be here with us or to watch the replay. This is all about using essential oils and different wellness strategies to really help during cold and flu season. So at the very first sign of a cold or flu, we're able to just absolutely do a 180 so that we're able to be healthy and that cold or flu can just walk on out the door and we don't get sick. Because when we are sick, it's harder to get everything done. So this again is all about keeping our immune systems up and making sure our breathways are clear and we're able to have a wonderful fall. Because it's all about pumpkin spice. It's all about leaves turning here in our hemisphere. It shouldn't be about cold or flu. All right, a quick hello to everyone. Okay, Tanya, you have a sick husband right now. Well, good. You're in the right place. Not good that he's sick, but you're about to have some strategies that another husband is sick. The husbands are getting sick. Chris Pressler has not yet had her cold or flu. There you go. Stasia is saying, thank the gods. No, I love that. I know. Might as well include all of the gods, old and new. Hello, Jerry. She's saying, nope, not yet. Sally, no to cold or flu. Vera, not me. Okay, great. Well, I'm so again excited to have you here. Now, I don't know about you, but way back, like 40 years ago, before our family knew about essential oils, my mom, Karen, was a huge believer in Vicks. And anytime we would get sick, my brother or I, we would just get slathered in Vicks. And I don't know if anyone else here can relate to that in terms of your old cold and flu strategies. Of course, we had hot lemon water. We would go to bed early. A lot of times my mom, if we had a sore throat, would wrap our throat with she would put Vicks on, and then she would put a little patch of wool, and then she'd wrap a sock around our throat and do like some kind of a pin to keep everything in place. And a lot of times we'd wake up feeling a lot better. Now, one thing about using over-the-counter cold or flu remedies is that there's some stuff in there that works really well, but then there's some other extra stuff that our bodies don't necessarily need. And it's important for over-the-counter cold and flu strategies to put in those ingredients so it's stable, it has a long shelf life. A lot of times there's actually like red 40 dye in these particular things, which you want to avoid any kind of synthetic at any cost, especially more and more research is coming out about these specific dyes and the effects they have on kids and all of our bodily systems. So when you're able to make your own DIY natural products that are just plants that are even more powerful, especially when you're working with a cold or flu at the very beginning of that onset cold or flu, and you're able to avoid all of those synthetics, it's just kind of a home run. So I'm excited to go through some strategies for you. And if you do have your cold and flu cabinet handy and you do have over-the-counter drugs, do a comparison as we do this presentation together. Go over, keep listening, keep the presentation going, but go over to your cabinet and grab whatever you might have on hand and just read through the ingredients. And it's always so enlightening to me, even though I'm saying this to you out loud, it's always so enlightening for me to go through that exercise myself and go through when I'm walking in the grocery store or in the pharmacy and to just remind myself how many ingredients. There's never fewer than 10 in any given over-the-counter product. So I'm excited to give you some strategies to help improve your immune system and to help really with that first onset sign of cold or flu with the power of plants. And yes, I'm very excited about that. Okay, so during our last natural living events, we have been blending by drop method. And I've got my notebook here. And if this is your first event with us, if you could just pop in a 4 into the chat, because we would love to do a warm welcome to our first timers. This summer, I've been blending in my Aromahead journal. We've been doing drop by drop method, which I love blending by drop, and you can go and watch any of the replays here on our Aromahead channel of how to approach blending essential oils with that through that lens, looking at selecting oils that you know have the chemical components you're looking for, that have the aromas you're looking for, the plant part, and then once you have those oils, coming up with a synergy in terms of aroma that is really pleasing either to your own nose or whoever you're blending for. And when you have something that smells really good, you're going to reach for it more often than if you have something that works really well but doesn't smell as good. So it's really important to not only reach for the right oils in the right moment, but to come up with a blend that's really well balanced. So this summer, we have been doing a lot of blending with drop by drop, and I love doing that. Today, we're not doing that. Today, we're going to a very precise, exact recipe because I want to 10x the value of this particular blend in terms of I really want to go in there and get the job done. And Karen and I went back and forth, and we went through our drop by drop method for you so we know the blend smells good that we're about to make and it's as powerful as we can possibly get. So we'll also talk through some substitutions if you don't have an oil or if there's a particular aroma that's not for you, because we formulated for something that we thought most people would really enjoy with really powerful oils for cold and flu season. Now, we're going to talk about cold and flu season many times during this fall and this winter because there's all different ways to support ourselves as we're going through cold and flu season. Now, those of you who are in our Natural Living Club, which is over on school, you have a PDF for today's event with 2 different recipes on that PDF. One is a stock blend, which I'll go into what that means, a stock blend for kids ages 5 to 10. And then another stock blend for adults. And that would be kids as long as they are healthy and vibrant, ages 11 through adulthood, although there's a gray area there. So maybe your kid is 15 and you think, I think I'm going to stick with the kid blend for this until they are 16, 17. This is where knowing the kids around you, that definitely comes into play because you want to, as long as they have a really strong immune system and they are healthy and their immune system generally bounces back pretty quick, we'll get into that kind of gray area in our presentation as well. I did see a lot of 4s coming in, which is exciting. So I want to say hello and a big welcome to Janine, who you just became a Natural Living Club member. I saw your name pop through the screen and I jumped up and down and sent you your welcome message. So I'm so glad that you're here. We've got a whole bunch of new folks who are joining us for the first time, and we love that. We love newcomers to our group. Now, this is a free event that we do every Wednesday. And it pairs with a community experience we have over on a platform called School, which is basically a bot-free version of a social media platform where it's just for us, for folks who are dedicated to living an all-natural lifestyle. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what our school community looks like because we would love to have you join us. It's $24 a year, and that gives you access to special events, which we have a special workshop coming up just for members this coming Friday. We're going to do our vision board workshop with our members. We have just about 100 days between now and the end of the year. So we have a journal that is prepared, and we have different journal prompts and different ways to create in 4 different areas of our lives goals for the next and final 100 days of this year so we can end the year strong together, improving our health and keeping each other accountable inside of the community. So this is what the community looks like. We have almost 2,500 members. We're almost there. And it's, again, people who are so kind and so wise and so giving when it comes to sharing what works for them in terms of meal prep, essential oil blends, herbal infusions. We have a group who are holding each other accountable for movement and exercise during the month of September. So it's a really overarching holistic approach to just being together in terms of our mind, body, and spirit, living an all-natural life together. And it's a wonderful community. You're able to start discussions. You can search discussions. We already have a lot of information on cold and flu. If I were to go up here to my search bar and just go with cold and flu, we have all kinds of things, even from last year. You can look at the event that we did a year ago, last November, with all kinds of information on different ideas and strategies folks have popped in already for what really helps with cold and flu support for them. Let me go back up here. We have a calendar of events that you can easily see what's happening. So coming up for any of you who are already in our Natural Living Club, these are all free for you if you would like to join. For example, on this coming Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Time, you are invited to a 60 to 90 minute vision board workshop. I'll present for around 60 minutes and then we'll have time to share together. And I want to hear your goals for the different areas that we're going to focus on these last 100 days together. That's invite only for our Natural Living Club members. If you do want to attend that, you can always email us, team@aromahead.com. That's a $50 ticket. You can also attend that way, but you get so much more value just becoming a member and joining for the $24 a year. And we can't wait to welcome you in if you'd like to do that with us. This coming Monday at 11 a.m., and this is all in Mountain Time, since I'm in Mountain Time. Your calendar, if you're looking at it right now, might have different times, and that's because it reflects whatever time zone you're in, which is fantastic. So 11 a.m. Mountain Time on Monday, we're kicking off our first meeting, our book club. We are going to read through The Heart of Aromatherapy together. Now, we have two members who are leading out our first book club exercise. And we have two members. So Chris P, who's here with us, and I believe Angie's here with us too. They have already met for many hours on the phone, putting together how this book club will work. Chris has gone through The Heart of Aromatherapy by Andrea Bouget. She's put together a supply list and we've handed it off to our team over here at Aromatics. Devin is working on right now a collection of all the supplies that go with Heart of Aromatherapy. We'll make that available by Monday, the 22nd. So Chris is actually going to lead out this first book club Zoom meeting. You'll have the opportunity to put your camera on. You'll have the opportunity to interact. It's going to be very cool. And then Angie is going to be doing some posts periodically, and they'll explain how book club works with this particular book, what your homework is, and how to work your way through, blend your way through on Monday. So I just wanted to kind of go through and show you different ways to connect and to be together outside of posting in our community. We have all kinds of live events. And I love this map feature right here, where you can look and see where people and different Natural Living Club members are all over the world in your area. We have a post running right now in Natural Living Club where folks are actually getting together and meeting each other in person and taking pictures and visiting each other's farmers markets, vendor stall, and going on. I think Angie's going down to Colorado. She's going to go hiking. It's this whole thing. We're having a lot of fun meeting people in person as well. So let's head over to blending. This is all about essential oils for cold and flu season. And this is the first presentation, one of many this fall and winter, where we're going to talk about different essential oils and strategies for cold and flu support. So we're going to make a stock blend together. And I love having a stock blend in my kitchen cupboard because it's so important to be able to immediately and quickly reach for the essential oils you need if you start to feel a tickle in your throat, or maybe you've been around someone who is sneezing a lot and you think, oh, they're sick, I don't want to get sick. There's some strategies we're going to talk through today so that chances are if you get right on it quickly, you won't go through and you won't become sick with your cold or your flu. So fingers crossed, we're going to look and approach cold and flu from support from that first early onset feeling of, oh, I might be getting sick, or I was around someone who is sick. So I'm going to pull up my notes here, my show notes, and I am going to talk through and make with you a stock blend for adult cold and flu support. Now, if you know what a stock blend is, pop a 3 into the chat. If you do not know what these words are, and you're like, I do not know the words that you're saying right now, type in a 4 into the chat. So if you know what a stock blend is, you've made a stock blend, type a 3 into the chat. If you do not yet know what an aromatherapy stock blend is, type in a 4. In about 5 minutes, you're going to know all about it. And chances are in about 30 minutes, you're going to be off to the races making your own stock blend, which is very exciting. Okay, so I'm heading back here. I love creating content. I've got my 5 pages of notes here, but I love creating content and teaching for folks who are here live. So definitely the comments that you put in and the interactions that you are putting in chat really inform the direction we go. So it's very dynamic, and I really like to create content for the people who show up here who are live with us. So we've got lots of 3s and 4s coming in. I love that. Okay, so an essential oil stock blend means it is just essential oils. You have essential oils that are in a stock bottle. In this case, we're going to be blending into a 5 ml amber bottle, and we like to use either amber or a dark green or a cobalt. We like to use some kind of bottle that is has color to it, and really dark color, because essential oils, you get more shelf life out of your essential oils. They last longer, they're more vibrant, they're going to do more for you the more protected you keep them from light and from air and from heat. If you keep your essential oils in a cool, dark place, you're going to get so much more shelf life than you are if you keep them right there in your windowsill, on your kitchen sink, for example. You want to make sure you really protect the integrity of the oil and the chemical structure. It's when those bonds start to break down that you have the oxidization, and you have an oil that's just not as effective. It doesn't smell as good, and can actually cause a chemical burn on your skin if you're working with oils that are past their shelf life. Now, shelf life is this moving target a little bit. So each chemical family has a different ideal shelf life, and that comes down to chemistry. If you want to know more about this, we go into this in depth in our aromatherapy certification program. Many of you are in that program through the Aroma Head Institute. But just your 10,000 foot view is when those bonds start to break down, that's when the issue occurs. Now, they start to break down with age, with light, and with air, and with temperature. So if you can control, you can't control age, but if you can control light, temperature, and heat, or light, air, and heat, the temperature of your oil, you're good to go. And you can actually extend the shelf life past the shelf life we recommend over at aromatics.com. We're very conservative with our shelf lives, and we've seen oils go far past the recommended shelf life if they're kept in ideal conditions. So that's just one caveat to shelf life. It is kind of this moving target. It's not like milk where it just expires. It has all these factors that go into calculating the ideal shelf life for your oil. Okay, so a stock blend is just pure essential oil. Usually, almost always, we really want to dilute essential oils in a carrier, whether that's jojoba oil, apricot kernel seed oil, lotion, aloe vera, avocado oil, whatever it might be. We almost always recommend essential oils are diluted down because they're so powerful and they're so potent that you can actually really hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to putting them on your skin. Now, there are always exceptions to the rule. For example, if you get a bug bite, and we talked about that earlier this summer, if you get a bug bite or a bee sting, sometimes just dabbing one little drop of neat lavender essential oil is going to be so helpful, or 1 drop of blue tansy essential oil neat is going to be so helpful. But that would be so problematic if you were to do that with cinnamon bark or cinnamon leaf. even that same drop would create such a reaction. You do not want to do that. Or potentially bergamot essential oil. If you put one drop neat on your skin and go out into the sun, you can actually create a really terrible chemical burn. So every essential oil has their own safety guidelines. So almost always, we want you to dilute your essential oils in a carrier. Now, this stock blend is really cool because it's just essential oil that you can then, it's a blend of different essential oils that you can then go and grab from your cool, dark place, wherever that might be in your home. And you can take that and you can put that stock blend immediately into your diffuser, or you can create your own personal inhaler, or you can create your own version of Vicks, for example, putting it into a body butter, which is really beautiful. It's a blend of oils where you don't have to create your recipe. You can just grab your stock blend, create a steam bath so you can really clear out anything in your airways, your nasal passages, and you can do that right at the beginning of the first sign of a cold or flu. So you don't really have to put any thought into it. It's just grab and go. So we love stock blends. Karen and I are actually headed off to a sourcing trip the last part of October. We're going to be going to Crete and Greece, meeting with different producers and farmers, all in different regions in Crete and Greece, looking for new essential oil producers to work with. I love going on these sourcing trips, especially with my mom, Karen. We have so much fun. We are definitely going to be making up stock blends to take with us. We already were talking about it yesterday on the phone. We're going to be making up a stock blend for digestive support, as we're going to be traveling in a place that's new to us. We're going to be making up a blend for sleep support, because we're going to be doing lots of traveling through time zones, and cold and flu support. This is the exact blend we're going to take with us when we go traveling to help with any kind of cold or flu support, respiratory support. So we're very excited about that. A quick little note too, those of you who are in our Thriving Aromatherapist membership, it's for our professional track aromatherapists. We are going to be doing behind the scenes video footage for you. And we're actually creating a brand new school community just for our Thriving Aromatherapists. We cannot wait. And school just created, let me go over here, and I'm going to be experimenting with this before we go on our Crete trip. Over here, I'm on my screen. I can actually go live now here in school. So we're going to be doing, and Karen just created, it's here. It's our Thriving Aromatherapist, or Thrive with Aromatherapy. That's where we're going to be inviting anyone who is in our Thriving Aromatherapist community. If you're in that membership community, we'll tell you more about it later on. If you're in that community, we're going to be doing all kinds of behind the scenes in the airport, potentially, depending on what it's like when we show up to different producers or farmers or areas in Crete and Greece. We'll go live with you right there. Hopefully we'll have the internet to do it. If not, we can go back to our hotel and give you a synopsis of what we did that day. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want a backstage pass to our sourcing trip in Greece and Crete, definitely become a member or join the waitlist at thriveeo.com. You can also email us for information, team@aromahead.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this adult cold and flu support stock blend. Now I'm working with 4 different essential oils in this particular stock blend, and we've selected them very carefully. So each essential oil, as you know, if you've been with us in this community for a while, or you are a professional clinical level aromatherapist, we have everyone from beginners to clinical aromatherapy workers here on this live event with us, which is very, very cool. You know that each essential oil has a very unique chemical profile in terms of its chemical components. And how we know the percentages of those unique chemical components is we do GCMS tests on all of our oils. So we have done this really cool dance of selecting oils for this stock blend that we know are high in the chemical components we're looking for, that are targeted to help with cold and flu support, which means clearing our airways, which means fortifying our immune system and helping our bodies naturally fight off cold and flu germs and really get in there with added support. Now, I'll save that thought for when we talk about steam blend. So let's go to making our blend together. All right, we're going to start with our highlighted oil of this week for Aromatics International, which is Ravensara. I love Ravensara so very much. For me, and we all have our different oils we gravitate to. But early on in my aromatherapy journey, probably 15 years ago now, Ravensara was one of those early oils I just fell in love with. And it's because I felt and saw immediate results. At that time, I was in the classroom teaching high school English, and every single cold or flu was there with us, right? And so I would do a very simple, I'll pull up the oil here so you can tell what I'm talking about. Ravensara. I would do a very simple treatment most nights to keep myself healthy when there was a lot of cold and flu season inside of my school environment. And I would take and boil water, and I would take that boiling water, I would pour it in a bowl, a really deep bowl. I would let it cool down a little bit so it was as hot as I could possibly stand it. I would do one single drop of Ravensara. Now, there's two different types of Ravensaras. It's very important that you're working with the Ravensara with a T in it, Ravensara. Ravensara without a T is a dramatically different oil. It's so different than Ravensara. And how you know is you want to look at the Latin name and make sure you're working with the right oil. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the results you're looking for. So I would take one drop of Ravensara. If you get 2 drops, it's too strong, you need to start over. 1 drop of either your stock blend, we'll talk about in a moment, or 1 drop of Ravensara in your bowl of almost boiling water, as hot as you can stand it. Take a big towel, put it over yourself, make a big giant fort, and just breathe in and out for 10 minutes. In and out for 10 minutes, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your mouth, out through your nose. If you feel any kind of stuffiness in your nose, target that area, breathe into it, try to get it to break and release. A lot of times a cold or a flu will take root in our nasal cavity right here. If you can get rid of the germs right there in your sinuses, you won't get sick. And so when you take the power of the essential oil, rich in different components like 1,8 cineol, which is what we want for cold and flu support. If you take that oil, rich in those chemical components, rich in those plant parts, and you team up with steam, you're going to kill all of those germs right there in your sinus cavity, so they won't be able to then infiltrate your body. So you're able to stop a cold or flu right in its tracks. And if you have any skeptical folks at home, if you have any skeptical roommates, partners, sometimes, often their husbands, but let's not put anyone in a box. Let's let everyone, give them the gift of having an open mind. If you do this with someone in your life who's starting to feel a cold or flu come on, they will become an essential oil believer, because this is one of those things that gets quick, immediate results. And it's so wonderful to wake up the next day when you think you're going to get sick. You typically would get sick and you're no longer sick. So I love having Ravensara. Again, with a T, let me go pull it up over here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to go from corn mint over to Ravensara. And this is our highlighted oil of the week with Aromatics International. Now, any Natural Living Club member, anyone who places an order with Aromatics over $25, we're going to be sending you and gifting you a free 5 ml Ravensara for you to add into your collection, or for you to use, or for you to experiment with if it's a new oil for you, or just to, again, refill if you want to keep this stocked for cold and flu season. So this is Cinnamomum, Camphora, Chemotype, 1,8 cineol, and I could have an entire hour presentation on the differences between Ravensara with a T and Ravensara without a T. Now, just for fun, I popped into ChatGPT. What is the differences between Ravensara with a T and Ravensara? It was so full of erroneous information, I was absolutely shocked. So one thing Kieran and I talked about on my drive here to the studio was doing a more detailed profile on Ravensara and the differences. Now, if you are in our certification program over at the Aromahead Institute, our aromatherapy certification program, we have a deep description and a deep explanation of the differences between Ravensara and Ravensara with a tea and without a tea. So if you want to continue to investigate and read about this, and you are in our certification program, or you'd like to become a student, you can at any time. We have a lot of information in that program about this. Okay, so we are going to start with our Ravensara in our stock blend. I've got my 5 ml amber bottle here. I've got my Ravensara. This is wild crafted. Immediately when you smell this oil, it just opens up your airways. It just opens up your mind. We talked about different oils for focus and for mental clarity earlier on in our live event season. And Ravensara is not only good for cold and flu, but is so good for that focus and just opening up your whole mind and spirit to not only a possibility and creativity, but oh, it's so good for cold and flu. Now I've got a little bit on my nose, and I'm going to smell it all the way through this presentation. And if there's any oil I want that to have happened with, I'm good with Ravensara. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to do 35 drops in my stock blend of Ravensara. Here we go. I can't talk and count. So here we go. Now, this is the exact stock blend Karen and I are going to take to Greece and Crete with us. So on the off chance we are around anyone on the airplane who's been coughing, I can almost guarantee that regardless of our surroundings on our travels to Crete and Greece, we're going to be doing steam blends when we get into our hotel room, because we're going to want to take no chances. We're going to want to be so fresh and just present when we go through this sourcing trip, meeting potential distillers and producers in Crete and Greece, that we're going to definitely want to keep our immune systems up and our nasal passages without any germs in it. So we've got our 35 drops of Ravensara. I love that oil so much. Balsam fir is a gorgeous oil to put into your cold and flu stock blend. Now I'm going to go over here. It smells like Christmas. I love the conifers. The conifers just open up our airways and again, really help with our immune system support. And they are so good to add into a cold and flu blend like this, our stock blend. So I'm going to pop up balsam fir so that while I'm counting out drops, you have something to read. So this comes from Canada. It has a 4-year shelf life. It is certified organic, and it is so good to help create that opening of the airway, to help really calm any kind of inflammation, to really help us fortify if we are coming down with a cold or flu. And again, it's so great for that immunity support. And we know all of this because of the chemical components found in these oils. And again, if I had 3 hours, we would go through each chemical component and the research around each component and why we know that it helps with these specific things. So unless you're in our certification program or you are in our Thriving Aromatherapist professional community, you're just going to have to take my word for it. Although you can go through here at aromatics.com and you can read all about the top chemical components. We provide the GCMS reports for you. There's a lot of research you can do in addition to the classes we provide. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put in 20 drops of balsam fir. There we go. So just together, the Ravensara and the balsam fir dance so well in this blend together from an aromatic perspective. Oh, it's gorgeous. Now, we're not going to stop there with this blend. We are going to go and we are going to invite corn mint into the mix. Corn mint is gorgeous, and it is so high in the chemical component menthol. It's beautiful. And you know how you had the menthol in Vicks that really was able to feel so soothing, even though it had other things that we don't want, like the petroleum jelly and the other stabilizers and so forth. The menthol in this corn mint is what we're really wanting to bring in to complement the Ravensara with the 1,8-cineol, and the balsam fir, and now with the corn mint with its gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous menthol and menthone. It smells so good, and it's going to take this stock blend up a notch with a combined chemical profile that is going to be a home run for this. Okay, let's put in 20 drops of corn mint. I can't talk and drop at the same time, so a moment of silence. Now we're going to add in some sweet orange. And this sweet orange is not only just lovely from a aromatic perspective, bringing the synergy of everything together, but it's so good to just help with our immune support. I'm going to pull up the profile of sweet orange over here so that you can read about it while I'm dropping oils into this stock blend. Again, it is just, it smells just like freshly sliced oranges. I love it so much. You can go down, we have drop down options where you can go to suggested uses. And we're really asking the personality profile of sweet orange to come into this blend to help purify and to really help boost up our immune system. And sometimes when you're getting sick, you're run down, you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't want to get sick. And sweet orange also helps to boost that optimism and overall outlook at life, as well as to be purifying with getting rid of germs and just to really help, again, boost our overall immune system. So we're going to put in 15 drops of sweet orange. Now, anyone in the Natural Living Club, you will be getting a PDF inside of the classroom tab with a link to this event replay with the PDF recipes for both the adult version of the stock blend, and we have a kid version of the stock blend as well for kids ages 5 to 10. All right, let's put in our 15 drops of sweet orange. There we go. Oh my goodness, all together, that is a gorgeous blend, both from an aromatic perspective, it smells so good. Also, from the perspective of getting in and making sure I put the sweet orange lid on my stock blend, not what I want. To make sure it doesn't smell like anything but sweet orange. It bugs me if I accidentally put one cap for one oil on the vial of another oil, because it cross-contaminates aromatically for me, and it's not a big deal. It's not impacting the integrity of the oil inside the bottle at all, but I really like it when I don't mix up my caps. That is fine. This only smells like sweet orange, so we're good to go. This is the top that I thought I was reaching for, Orifice Reducer cap for this particular stock blend. I'm going to take off the cap now. That smells so good. Now you're good to go in terms of many things. And on the PDF for you, our Natural Living Club members, we have recommendations. So for this stock blend, if you want to have a topical blend, let's say you have some lotion or you have some jojoba oil, you would just take in 1 fluid ounce and put in 15 to 18 drops. If you want to make a personal inhaler, let's say you want to take it to work, you want to take it to school, out into the world where you don't want to smell like this aroma on your body, but you want the benefit of these oils in your system, you can make up one of these personal inhalers, and you would put on your inhaler 15 to 18 drops of this stock blend, which is, again, you can see why it's so handy. You don't have to travel with or have all of these oils around you. You just need to have very intentional stock blends made up. For steaming, you would take 1 drop in your big, hot, almost boiling bowl of water, put in just 1 drop, put your towel over, set your timer for 10 minutes, and just allow the power of these plants to get in there and knock that cold and flu away, way far away from you. You can also create, and we talked about earlier on, we talked about making a salve, a body butter salve. And those of you who are in our body butters course over at the Aroma Head Institute, it's all about how to make body butters. And you can make your own version of Vicks without any synthetics, only plants, only natural products, no stabilizers, nothing like that that isn't natural. All of this, again, is natural from nature. And we always want to start with plants, right? We always want to turn to plants first. And then if we're in a situation where our health needs are advancing and we need to add in Chinese medicine, Western medicine, we want to do that, right? We want to start with the power of plants and let plants get in there and do their work first. Keep it as natural as possible, as toxin-free as possible. And you can do that by making your own DIY products for cold and flu with your essential oils, which is a gorgeous thing. And we're really lucky to have this option. It's better for our bodies and the environment. Okay, now I'm going to look over in our comments and see how we're doing. If you have any questions, just pop in your question. If you are excited to make a stock blend, pop in a 5 into the chat. And I love these questions that are coming in. Now you can, a couple of options if your question is not being answered here, you can become a member of the Natural Living Club, pop in your question into our community right here and start a conversation. So many people will just jump right in and weigh in on that conversation. You can also consult any of your AromaHead courses, aromahead.com. You can also email us as well. We have all kinds of ways for you to get support, which is very exciting. Okay, now those of you who have kids in your life, and I am so lucky to have kids in my life. I have all kinds. I have a little niece who is about a year and a half. I'm just under a year and a half. I have a nephew who just turned 4, and I have a special bonus human who's so special to me, and she is 17. And so for my 17-year-old bonus human, I would absolutely recommend the adult version of this stock blend. For my little year and a half-year-old niece, I would recommend no essential oils at all. And I would recommend passive diffusion, which means putting on a diffuser in a room for 15 minutes, turning it off, and then she can go into that room. Kids, babies and young kids, their bodies are so sensitive that we avoid using essential oils on their skin. We feel comfortable with passive diffusion. We feel comfortable with hydrosols and with carrier oils. We just want to be so careful not to overwhelm their little systems when it comes to essential oils. And kids ages 5 to 10, we have a different version of this particular stock blend. In this cold and flu stock blend for kids, we have 35 drops of sweet orange, 35 drops of balsam fir, and 30 drops of cajeput. Now, we're not blending with cajeput today, but I want to talk a little bit about cajeput today. So I'm going to go to aromatics.com and I'm going to put in cajeput after. There we go, cajeput. Now, this essential oil is from Indonesia. It is organically grown. It has a 3-year shelf life, and it's safe for kids. It smells so good. It is in the same family as tea tree and rosalina, which is so good for that cold and flu support. And it has different chemical components you want to avoid with kids. 1,8-cineol. For now, there are studies being done, but for now, we want to avoid 1,8-cineol with kids ages 5 to 10. That's an evolving conversation. If that changes, we'll let you know, but there are some incredible researchers doing great work in this area. Typically, we avoid 1,8-cineol, or we have it in very low amounts for kids ages 5 to 10. And this cajeput has that same effect and same ability to open our airways that you can use instead of oils like eucalyptus globulus, instead of oils like our Ravensara, which is high in 1,8-cineol, which is what we want for adults. But we don't want that for our kids between ages 5 and 10. Oh, that smells so good. It just smells like cold and flu relief to me. So those are the 3 oils that we recommend for our kids stock blend. Now, there's a PDF, again, of these recipes, the adult version and the kid version, that we will be putting in your Natural Living Club classroom, which, again, join us, become a member. We would love to give you all these additional resources. Go up here to the classroom tab. And this is where you can find a couple of free classes to take. You can also, happening right now, essential oils for cold and flu season. Once the video is rendered, we'll put a replay right here in this particular course, as well as the PDF of the recipes from our event today will live right here. So it's easy for you to access. Some events don't have PDFs. For example, when we did aromatherapy for focus and concentration, we did the drop by drop method. So the recipes that we came up with are in the replay video, but there's no PDF since we did the drop by drop method. But you can go to our community. And for example, we made for Virgo season, we made a blend called Witch Switch, which was to keep the is to keep us from being too judgmental. I'll put in the word witch. This is our Witch Switch blend that we created, and it was just so much fun to do. And again, the goal of that blend was to keep us open-minded and without judgment for others around us. And we had a lot of fun with that. You can also watch that replay for Virgo season in our Aroma Head channel where you're watching right now, or in the classroom tab that I just showed you. I love the classroom tab because it keeps everything organized in one specific place, which is another perk of membership. It's all right there for you. All right, well, I'm going to go over to your comments and check in and see where we're at. Again, I have had so much fun talking about essential oil strategies for cold and flu management. It's such a huge topic that we'll be talking about it more and more during our fall and winter 2025-2026 season here in our part of the world. So this was just our first kind of foray into the conversation. Some oils you can get started with right away. If you are thinking, I would like just one straight option for this, we also have an in-house blend called Breathe Clear, which has Ravensara, Eucalyptus globulus, and tea tree here in this blend, which is a fantastic option if you just want to get this is a stock blend of just essential oil called Breathe Clear, one of our in-house blends that Karen's formulated for us. We also have the same Breathe Clear roll-on blend where it's blended for you in 10 mils of jojoba that you can just go and pop it right on your wrists, your pulse points, and it's already blended. So it's just grab it and go. You don't have to take the time to put a blend together if you're busy, you don't have the time to, or you just want the simplicity of grabbing a pre-formulated blend. We have that option to you as well. Now, don't forget about your perks. So any Natural Living Club member, any order you place between today and Monday, this coming Monday at noon Mountain Time, you'll be getting a free 5 ml bottle of Ravensara essential oil popped into your order. Now, to make sure you get your free gift, just make sure that the same email you use to log into Natural Living Club, you're using that same email to log into your Aromatics account. That way our systems know that you're a Natural Living Club member, and we'll give you your free gift when you place any order over $25. That's automatically triggered. You'll see it right there in your checkout. It'll pop in with a free or $0 amount, so you're not getting charged for it. If you have any other questions, just let me know. I would love to answer your questions. And again, I'm seeing some questions already about substitutions, and we've been having so much fun talking about substitutions inside of our Natural Living Club in our different events that we've been doing. Now, substitution is such a big topic, but to look at it from a simplistic perspective, you want to find comparable essential oils that have a similar chemistry and that you're using to blend for a very intentional purpose. Now, when you are putting together a blend or working with essential oils, you always want to start with your big why. Why am I making this blend? Who am I making it for? And that will inform which oils you're gravitating towards. That also informs how you approach substitution. So we have a lot of more resources for you. We have a whole series on smarter essential oil substitutions that's available inside of our classroom for our Natural Living Club members. So if you are curious about that, we have lots of resources for you, and something that we love talking about on these live events together. All right, Devin, am I missing anything? All right, I think we covered it. So if you, again, have any questions, the best way to get your questions answered is to hop right into the Natural Living Club, ask your question right there. You get your PDF of the recipes that we blended, or the recipe we blended together, the stock blend, as well as the kid-friendly version of the stock blend. And again, I love having these stock blends so that I can grab them quickly if I don't have all of the oils around me in that moment. Sometimes I'm traveling, sometimes I live 8 minutes from where I'm presenting right now. So sometimes I don't have the oils that I need. So now I have the stock blend. So if I'm in town at a concert or I'm out to dinner with friends, I can think, oh, I might be getting sick. I don't have to drive to the studio. I can just drive straight home and do a quick steam blend, as well as an inhaler, as well as a lotion rub for my chest. And I'm going to wake up feeling 99% just fine. All right. Well, this has been lovely. If you want to keep connecting with me this week, I have a wonderful opportunity for you. So this coming Friday, which is the 19th of September at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, all of us over in the Natural Living Club are going to be coming together on a live event to create our vision board together. Now, this vision board has 4 different quadrants that we're going to look at. We've also created, we're in the very final stages of putting the last of the PDF together for you, but it's a 100-page PDF, optional for you, different journal opportunities to do every day as we finish out the year strong together. There's only really probably like 105 days left in the year. I think next Tuesday is the official 100 days left in the year, where we want to come together and support each other with different health goals. Now we're heading into the holidays, and in the holidays, we love all of the good stuff that comes with holidays. We also want to just band together and support each other's goals if we do want to go through moderation in the holidays together or not. Whatever your goals are, we want to support you in your goals. So I would love to have you join me for that vision board workshop. And if you're planning on being there or watching the replay, you can watch the replay for sure. If you could pop in a 7 into the chat, we're going to have so much fun in that vision board workshop. Again, setting goals together. There'll be weekly check-ins between now and the end of the year, a post inside of the Natural Living Club where you can give any kind of update that you would like in terms of the 4 different areas that we're going to focus on together. This is very much participate as you would like. So maybe you just want to focus on one area. Maybe you only want to journal Sunday mornings. Maybe you want to journal every day with us. You can really participate as much or as little in our vision board initiative together from now through the end of the year as you would like to. You can choose your own adventure. Oh, look at all these 7s coming in. Again, I would love to see you there. We're going to have a lot of fun. One of my very favorite things about being a part of this group and this community here in the Natural Living Club is just the absolute undying love and support we have for each other when it comes to lifting each other up. And we do that in several ways. And this is going to be one of the ways we do it, is coming together and creating goals to finish the year strong. So I'm so looking forward to seeing you on Friday for those of you who are attending. And if you have any questions, just email team@aromahead.com and we're here to answer your questions. I think that's it. And we will see you either Friday or Monday for book club, or this coming Wednesday, next Wednesday for our next Natural Living Live. All right. Bye for now.